Hey friends, welcome back to Whiskey and Whit. I'm Whitney and today's video is going to be DIYs that I've made for Little Man's Nursery. And the awesome thing is a lot of these can be used for just regular farmhouse decor, so stay tuned. So I know it has been a few hot seconds since I've been on here. Pregnancy, I've been sharing a lot of updates on my Instagram, but pregnancy lately especially has been kind of kicking my butt. So it's been a lot easier to just post updates on my Instagram rather than on my channel just because videos take a little bit longer. But I'm committed to getting some of this, especially like maternity, baby content that I wanted to finish out for you guys before I have him. We are going to do a bunch of DIYs and the first one is going to be this buffalo check table. I refinished the top of this table. This is a great technique that you can use on any kind of table makeover, thrift store find. So a few months ago, my aunt's mother-in-law passed away and they were clearing out a lot of the furniture that they had. And so I saw this table. It did not have any paint on it. Alex went through and painted it. And it's just covered with this Rust-Oleum chalked paint, linen white. It says easy application, 1-coat coverage. It depends on what you want it to look like, if it's got 1 coat or not. So what I thought is, why not take this top part and paint it buffalo check. So what I'm going to use for the buffalo check is Waverly ink chalk paint and then also just this gray acrylic paint.
Step 1 is to do your longest stripes first. So I decided to do the horizontal ones here. I used another piece of tape for a spacer, and you just want to make sure that you're painting even stripes. If it makes you feel better to go in and use a ruler, you can definitely do that, but I like to wing it, as most of you know. I painted that gray, let it dry, and then once it dried, I peeled those off to reveal the stripes and save that tape because you'll need it later. So then you're going to do the same thing vertically, and the reason I did the horizontal first is because it had the least amount of stripes. So think about having to retape these vertical ones versus the horizontal ones. So then once it dries, you're going to see that there are some lighter areas, and that's where you're going to want to put your painter's tape back. So it's going to go right where it was to begin with, and that's how you're going to be able to make those black squares perfectly taped off. So make sure your tape is fully pushed down, and then I went back through with some black Waverly chalk paint in the color ink and just painted these squares. I have a ton of other buffalo check tutorials if this is too fast for you on my channel, so check those out if you want a slower version of that, but I've done this a ton of times so I don't want to belabor the point. So then once those are all painted, then it's time for the reveal. I peeled off all of the tape and I just love this part of painting it. The reveal is the best, and this is just enough of a touch that it's not too much, but it's great for the nursery. So then to finish it off, I just took some Minwax wipe-on poly on an old t-shirt and rubbed it on the top. And now I am working on decorating it in the nursery, but I'm thinking this is going to be a great area to stash some stuff for when I'm nursing because there's a chair right there. I'll share with you in the nursery tour what goes in there. Up next are these book ledges, and I am just so excited to read all these books to little man.
Normally 9 times out of 10 we would make these ourselves, however it has just gotten super crazy and we don't want to bite off too much. So I was looking for either something that was already finished that would fit the decor or something I could make over. I was really jacked to find these at Joann's. So they are picture ledges, and basically this is what it would look like if you created your own. This is exactly what I would have asked Alex to help me cut and make. Then I used a 50% off coupon and just bought them in separate transactions, or if you get lucky and you get like X amount off of a purchase. But I will link these down below. I think these are a really good alternative in their unfinished wood section. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna stain these really quick, and then I'm going to show you a real quick weathering technique that I like to do on stuff, and then we'll get these up on the wall. So you could easily leave these like they are right now, but because the nursery has a little bit more of kind of like a rustic grayish vibe to the wood that's in there and the crib, I'm going to do a quick whitewash. So basically I'm just going to take this Waverly chalk paint, just get it from Walmart, I'll link it down below, and then just take a little bit of it, scoop, and put it in this container that I already have just some tap water in, and I'm just going to kind of slosh it around in there. Then once you have that kind of milky consistency, then you are gonna want to wipe it onto your shelf. What I like to use is, these are just old t-shirts of Alex's. When he gets new white t-shirts, we just keep them for craft projects. So just rip off a little piece and use it to rub.
So then once they were dry, we mounted them to the wall. Alex took care of this process, so everything was in a stud. They did not come with hardware, but they came with holes in the back to mount them and make sure that they were straight. Alex used drywall screws and a stud finder to make sure that it was in the studs and it was not coming off of the wall. Then I just went through and arranged the book. Some people gave us a ton of books, so I wanted to make sure there was at least one representing all of our favorite people. Up next are these IKEA shelves, and I've shared these on my Instagram before. The brackets are called Ekby Vaulter. There's the number for you if you need to pause it and look them up. I'll also link them down below. We have these everywhere in our house, especially our bathrooms. They are just super easy to customize, and I love that these pieces can be stained. So I use the same stain as the other shelves, and then we just went ahead and grabbed some of these white shelves, but they've got a ton of different options. And these are also into studs. They don't come with hardware either, so you're gonna need screws for those, but at the cheap price, you can swing it. Up next is this Hobby Lobby clearance find that I knew was the best shape for the nursery, but not necessarily my vibe when it comes to decor. So I went through and took some black Waverly chalk paint, gave it 2 coats, and that was it. Now it's more on theme for the nursery, and I'm excited to get it hooked up onto the gallery wall. Another cool idea are these Dollar Tree night lights. So I accidentally bought the ones that glow blue, but whatever. And I turned them into these on theme ones. So I went and cut some decals out with my Cricut. You could buy stickers, you could do a lot of different things. I just went with the monochrome black, and I did one silhouette of a fox I literally just got from Google Images. And then I found this SVG that says, "It's all good in the woods." And I'm really excited to use these. Like I said, they glow blue, but I don't think it really matters. This is a sign from Hobby Lobby that I had for forever that I wasn't using, and so I wanted to transform it to, and you just tape the outside, just so then that border doesn't get paint on it. I took black Waverly chalk paint and painted the inside because I really liked the chalkboard look. Then I cut out this decal, which is a free printable down below for you if you would like to make the same sign. I loved this saying. I've seen it all over Etsy and Pinterest, and I was really excited that I could make my own. I also had these clearance Hobby Lobby beads that were in the office. The W&W was for Whiskey and Whit. And now that it's no longer my office, I decided to put some little woodland creatures, just some silhouettes cut out on my Cricut. And I'm not quite sure where they're going to go in the nursery yet, but I do really like that they are the natural beads and just the little animals. I hope you enjoyed coming along as I DIY'd a ton of stuff for Little Man's Nursery. I will be sure to share it in a nursery tour coming up, but I know I was going to get a lot of questions about different items and how I made them over, and so I wanted to show you the different tips, tricks, and techniques that I used to really start to make this room his own. Thank you so much for all the comments on everything about the pregnancy. I read them all, and just to know that this lovely little community is all behind us and are so excited to meet Little Man is just literally the best. So we're excited to introduce him to you when he arrives, finally tell you his name because I don't even know that at this point. So all these things that we're super excited for. So hit subscribe down below if you're new, if you don't want to miss that next Whiskey and Whit video, and also head on over to my Instagram and be sure to follow me there because that's probably where we'll first post that Little Man has made his appearance. So if you want to keep up with that, check it out over there. But I hope this video gave you some ideas, whether you're expecting, have kids, don't have kids, to kind of just add some woodland farmhouse decor or just stuff you could customize to your house. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.